Hey guys, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. With this chapter, this officially begins my new scheduling. So from now on, whenever I post Fire Emblem videos, expect the entire chapter to be uploaded the very same day. So yeah, this is chapter 18. I'm going through some of the info conversations first, as always. And very quickly, I want to apologize if you hear a little buzzing sound in the background. That would be my fan, because it is very, very hot right now. Seriously, it's like plus 80 degrees in Indiana right now. It's insane. I'm amazed at how hot it is, really. I mean, it's just insane. Anyways, the two info conversations I decided to go over were the one with the soldier, which had a 2-star importance. What that does is it basically explains the reinforce function that Tanith has in this game. Since Tanith is the representative in our group from Begnion, she has a little option where she can have some Pegasus units reinforce around her. Now, personally, I've never used this function just because whenever I play this game, I already have a very, very good flying unit, like Jill or Marcia. And so, as a result, I kind of ignore Tanith. But basically, I think that what happens is whenever you use the reinforce option, you get, I think, a yellow unit. So you can control the yellow units. And I think you control them with Tanith and not Ike. But still, that's how those units work. You're really not going to really need that many, or not really need them at all in this battle, because this next battle is actually very, very easy, in my opinion. And in this conversation, Tanith is basically going to talk about King Ashnard's past. How King Ashnard used to actually be a very, very strong warrior for the Daein army. So Ike really has a challenge on his hands with King Ashnard. We'll definitely have to watch out for him in future chapters if we do ever do battle with him. And then, just to give Boyd another person to support with, I went ahead and just made a support conversation between him and Titania. Just thought it'd be interesting to show another support with Boyd, since he's not going to have anyone else. I'm planning to get him and Mist to A, but Titania is lonely and I don't really have anything for Boyd to do, so I figured I'll just go ahead and create a conversation between the two. Nothing wrong with it. But that officially ends the base thing for this chapter. I didn't show what my unit stats were this time. First of all, because I forgot. And second of all, just because nothing much really changed. I gave most of my newly classed up units, like Jill and Gautry specifically, I gave them the weapon that they added to their repertoire when they class changed. So I gave Gautry an iron sword, and I also gave Jill, well, not an iron axe, I actually gave Jill a hand axe. So I gave them some weapons like that, and then I just sold some of the weapons that were about to run out of uses, and I replaced them with new weapons. Some of the weapons were weapons that other characters had equipped. Like I think I took what's her name, Mia, and then also Makalov's steel sword, and I gave them to 2 different people. And then I just also took some of the items that were in the convoy. Anyways, before this fight begins, King Tabarn and Prince Rayson give one little, well, they don't really give one little, but they talk to Ike about the coming battle. And actually, Rayson, Janaf, and Olki are actually going to join us now. And of course, you have the option to refuse, but why the hell would you? Especially because Rayson is now available to be used. I think I talked about this briefly in the last chapter, but Rayson has an ability called the Galdrar, which allows him to do a little chant and allow another unit that's already moved to move again. So it's basically the equivalent of a dancer or bard in another Fire Emblem game. Very, very useful ability, especially if you need to get someone out of range or get someone into range and move a few extra spaces. So yes, I am going to bring Raisin. Just be very careful with him, because his stats aren't that good. He is a Laguz unit, so he can transform, but he still has his weaknesses, so just be very, very careful with him. I mean, seriously, just be very, very careful. So now we're going to choose our units. I'm going to take everybody, but, well, I'm going to take off Tanith, Janeth, and Ulki, and add 3 more people. Unfortunately, I can't take everybody, because I added Raisin into the group. So I have to neglect somebody. So I decided to neglect Oscar, actually, because there's not going to be very many sword users, and there's not going to be really any flying units as well. Actually, that's not true. There are going to be a lot of flying units, but I think Rolf and Boyd will be enough, so I'm just going to ditch Oscar for this chapter. But I'll see if I can add him in the next chapter, because he might be a little more helpful in the next chapter. So I think that's a good idea. So if we look at all the units, we have a few fighting melee units. We also have some mages, or sages, with long-range spells. And we also have a sniper with a brave... Wait a minute. Shinon? What's he doing here? I don't know, but I don't like the look of this. We're going to have to try to talk to him with somebody. See if we can maybe convince him to rejoin our team. But yeah, the biggest threat in this chapter, in my opinion, is the long-range magic users. There's one sage with a bolting spell, and then there's another one with a blizzard spell. Both of them are long-ranged. Blizzard is the wind spell, and then bolting is obviously the thunder spell. So just be careful of those guys. There was one strategy I actually wanted to use, where I would use Rise as a long-range spell, Meat Shield. But then I realized that this level is actually very, very short. So it really wouldn't have helped me that much, because, well, I mean, if you want to move forward, when you move forward farther enough, you're going to be in range no matter what. So it's kind of hard to avoid those long-range spell users. So I just went ahead and just used the kill them as soon as possible strategy. And it looks like the crows of Kilvas are also going to join the battle. What's that guy's name? Kayashe? Jeez, the Daein army has some very weird names for their generals. Let's see, there was Makoya, there was Kotaf, Kayashe. I already forget some of the boss names already, but there have been quite a few strange ones. Oh, and there was also Norris, but I guess Norris is as manly as you can get with weird names. And then the leader of this army is going to talk to Shinon, who's apparently a new recruit. And the Daein army isn't very pleased with Shinon's attitude. But the boss is going to say, who cares about his attitude? As long as he has high skill and a good way to wipe out the enemy, who cares about what his attitude's like? But little does Shinon know that he's actually going to come into contact with the mercenary company again. Although, I really don't think Shinon really cares that much. I mean, I probably wouldn't if I were Shinon, but I'm not an asshole, so gonna move Kieran and Boyd up first, because we have a lot of lance users right here. Then I'm going to back him up with some other lance users, and then I'm going to put Ike behind them and the sword users. And just kind of make a little bunch of units right here. The only 2 units I'm not going to move, or actually 3 units, because I forgot about Rise. But I'm not going to move everybody over, because there's actually some flying units to the right of where we are right now. And I am actually going to use Jill to take care of them, because they're all the way on the right side. You can probably see them, like, right now. it'll take them a while to get over to where all my units are. But in the long run, I think just sending Jill over there is probably the best option to begin with. She's very powerful, and also since she has the ability to use axes, she should be able to take care of those units with no problem. Oh, and I'm coming close to the end of the video here, so I'm going to have to end in a few minutes. But yeah, Boyd's a pretty good unit right now. He should be able to double pretty much anything, except some very fast units. Good job, Boyd. You're the man. But I have to end the video here. See you in the next video. SlimKirby, signing out. Later, guys.